Hello, everyone. We are getting ready to start our event. So, for all relevant guests who are with us online, hello, everyone. Good morning in Israel and good afternoon to our over 110 guests from all over of Asia Pacific region. For today's event, we had almost 200 participants, so we are definitely expecting even more guests to join us as time goes by. I would like to welcome you all to our webinar titled Israeli Solutions for Airport Security in the Post-COVID-19 Era, co-organized by the Israeli Export Institute and the Israeli Economic and Trade Mission all over the APAC region. My name is Tzli Lahav, and I am the head of the Israeli Economic and Trade Mission in Taipei. My peers around Asia Pacific and I are working to create business opportunities between Israel and the countries in the region. Today's webinar gives us such an opportunity. We will hear from our keynote speaker, Mr. Roni Tidhar, about what is the new normal life after or maybe even during COVID-19. And we will meet 5 Israeli companies with innovating solution to this question. Each company will have 7 minutes to present their specific solution, followed by 3 minutes, of Q&A that the participants can submit by using the designated Q&A button in the bottom of your Zoom platform screen. We are happy to have in the audience today esteemed guests from Japan, Vietnam, Korea, Australia, Singapore, Thailand, and Taiwan. I would like to thank our esteemed guests from Thailand. We have with us executives from the Secretary and Facilitation Standards Department at CAAT, the Civil Aviation Authority of Thailand, and also executive from Airport and Aviation Standard at the AOT, Airports of Thailand. I would also like to thank the Deputy Director General of ACV, Airports Corporation of Vietnam, and the representatives from 3 international airports in Vietnam, in Ho Chi Minh City, in Hanoi, and in Da Nang, for honoring us with their presence today. Thank you all for joining us. On the screen in front of you, you can see the contacts of the heads of the Israeli Economic and Trade Missions that worked on this webinar. I will later send in the group chat the contacts for Taiwan's Kenji Ayao, commercial officer that is with us today instead of Ms. Noah Sher. But we encourage you to ask questions during and after each presentation, again, using the Q&A button, and we will happily address these questions after each pitch. For any further questions, please do not hesitate to contact the Israeli Economic and Trade teams in your countries, and they will be more than happy to work with you. With no further ado, I would like to hand the microphone to Mr. Alon Shachak in the Export Institute, the manager of the HLS and aerospace sector, to present our topic today and the speakers. Thank you all and have a lovely afternoon.
Thank you, Tzil, and good morning or good afternoon all. First of all, I want to say thank you very much to the commercial attachés at the Foreign Trade Administration of the Ministry and Economy of the Industry, Economy and Industry, and to our keynote speaker, Mr. Roni Tidhar from IAA, the Israel Airports Authority, who will be speaking in a couple of minutes. Today, you will see 5 very innovative Israeli companies with solutions to the post-corona airport security fields. I just want to say, Tzil showed it for a brief second, but in this September, as you can see right now, we're having a virtual conference named Israel HLS and Cyber. This is going to be the 6th edition and the first one who is virtual. In a couple of minutes, I will send the link to the registration as visitors, of course, free of charge, in the group chat, and we'll be more than happy if you can join in. See 80 to 100 innovative companies, Israeli companies, of course, in these fields and witness a very professional conference, and of course have B2B meetings and a lot of introductions and hopefully corporations. Of course, everything will be through the commercial attaches, which are here with us today. Again, thank you all. And Roni will be moving to your lecture. Mr. Roni Tidhar.
Microphone was off. Good morning here. Thank you for having me on board. I'll try to focus things for the aviation industry, for airports, obviously, and I'll try to share screen. So, what's disabled? Can you see something?
Not yet. Please share the screen itself.
Can you see it? Well, host disabled this participation screen sharing. So yes. Please unlock it. I can go freestyle as well, but I would prefer that people can see that.
Roni, please try again, and apologies for the technical difficulties.
Now can you see it?
Not yet. Still, please.
Okay. Share. I think now it's gonna work.
Yes, it's working.
Okay. So, thank you once again for your patience. Actually, you know, over the past 3 to 4 months, the world tumbled down. I mean, we are all looking at the current situation, any kind of sector that you belong to, and we were just not believing. Nobody could have forecasted it. I remember talks over the December 19 or January 20 with all work plans ahead and a full year of expectations. And now we are in a new phase, new era, new now, I would call it. Why looking at the airport sector? First of all, because we combined some basic needs for our society, freedom of travel. Obviously, all of us are clients to ourselves, to airport and aviation. We travel, we need to do it for business, for leisure, for family connections and such. We are the port of entry, one of the port of entries, major port of entries to any kind of state. So it is also it is for passengers, but yet again also for the pandemia as well, for the virus. Economic generator, airports bring in business, allowing people to connect and interact, and this is obviously impacting. In a minute, I will say a few words about Israel itself, but it's impacting all over the world. And according to CISA, as you can see the figure just on the bottom right, CISA also dictates not only the Israeli perspective, that airports are a critical national regional infrastructure among transportation industry. A few words about the situation in Israel. Currently, if I read it correctly, we are at around 308 casualties directly from COVID-19. We have about between 20 to 30 inflated patients, and we have about 20,000 people that are detected as infected by the virus. But this is out of population of 9 million people. So if you look at percentage, we are relatively in a modest way, or in a I won't say good at that, but in a reasonable condition. Yet again, as a sort of an island country, and we are the major port of entry, we feel it like we are. We started curfew and isolation very quickly. We isolated ourselves from the world. Up till now, foreigners are not allowed to enter Israel unless specific permission. Israel may return. They can travel, they can return, but they need to go for 2 weeks for home quarantine and such. So we are down at the airport, at Ben Gurion Airport, to about 0.5% of the traffic that we used to have. So no passengers, about 7 to 10 passenger flights, maybe 20 cargo flights a day. This is a fraction of what we used to have. Talking about security, I guess we all remember the old world. Well, a few months ago that we were on conferences, we were discussing those ways of operation that we can see on screen. We were concerned about lone wolves and the insider threats and drones and missiles and manpads and such. And nowadays, at least as I experience it, nobody talks about it. Everybody are talking only this one, the COVID-19, as if the previous slide was vanished. Well, obviously, in my perspective, it didn't vanish. It is maybe in some of it is in recess, but we need to take care also those old, let's say, ways of operation or threats. And we must adopt the airport because we need to allow decision makers to permit aviation back to normal, to stop with those, to contain possible infected persons arriving to Israel, and stop with this quarantine if we want some of the normality go back on track. We need to promote safety and security between our passengers. If you're a passenger and you're coming to my airport, I want to convince you that you are safe and secure, obviously. The passenger themselves, they need to be back on control. You can see, we know the airport syndrome when people on travel sometimes lose their ways in an airport, although they are the best navigators in the middle of the Sahara Desert. Yet again, now with those effects of COVID-19, you see people lost coming to the airport. We need to bring it to normal feeling in airports. And of course, we cannot operate by ourselves. We need partners. The international community wouldn't accept us if we were go as rogue destination. Like the pandemic would spread all over without control. The airport is not containing anything. It's not supporting that. Nobody would allow flights from Tel Aviv to enter. I'm talking on first-hand impression from Tel Aviv, but obviously it is related to each and every airport in the world, at least on my talks with my comrades and colleagues. And we need to support the national health control, obviously. The new consideration that we need to take care, social distancing, obviously, marking the floors and such, new queues, crowd control, congestion technologies to implement those that don't have it yet, to make sure that everybody are wearing, but also to supply some masks and gloves and sanitation points and such. The aircraft needed to go through sanitation. Depends on the airline policy. Sometimes it's once a day, sometimes it's between each flight prior to departure. So ground time is needs more minutes in order to do so. And we need to remind our passengers and the people at the airport, like employees or visitors, some visitors that we still have, to be very careful about what they do and to make sure that they are doing that And if we need to go into sanctions that's relying on local standards or local legislation. It's not one size fits all over the globe. Well, just taking attention from a Forbes article that I read, it says that we are stressed out while coming to the airport, and we need to have airports much bigger. If you're coming to design a new one, if you need to convert or to adjust your local terminal, that's much harder to do. There are some thoughts about having some kind of new technology, tunnels that we can screen you security-wise and health-wise. Well, it's not immediate, and we are looking for immediate solutions right now. What we can do now? How can we secure and save the airport right now? So there are some adjustments that every passenger should take, and the airline would, I guess, when they return to operate, they will enforce that, and that's some preliminary checks that each passenger would be required to do in their own healthcare organization back home in order to get those what is called medical passport or some kind of leaflet or whatever that authorized that you'll be found clear to fly. We thought about implementing a specific test here at the airport, at Ben Gurion Airport. So you will come 1 hour in advance, you will test yourself, you wait aside, and then continue with if everything is okay, you can continue. It's not ready yet. There's no one solution that is acceptable either on the Israeli health authorities or even on bilateral agreements. They're still talking. It is months and months of talking, bilateral talking, but there's no one solution. So it's not there yet. I guess through web check-in, we will require to have some new info regarding to health and to security. We need to show our health testimony. I talked about those hygiene centers all across the airports, and some nowadays we implement temperature checks at the airport checkpoint, entrance checkpoint, and to the terminal building. Yet again, this is I would call it opium to the mass. It's not a relevant check to have temperature, because you can bluff it, you can take a pill 2 hours in advance, and everything looks okay, but yet again you're infectious. So but currently it is good and to relax people that something has been done, and we also implement that, and we check those documents that you bring, that you were checked in order to get in if you want to board the flight. I won't go through the airport as a list, but every hole, every location need to be adopted. Queues needed to be reassigned and repositioned. Obviously, we did all those perspex shields in order to differentiate between the employees and passengers. So in every place at the airport, we did some adjustments. We are ready in our point of view, but you know, other participants need to acknowledge that. To design the new airport, it's totally different ball game nowadays, and we cannot rely on the fact that there would be a vaccine in a couple of years or medication, because in 5 years' time maybe there would be a new virus. So this is part of our life. We need to create holes and corridors relevant to this pandemic management, and you need to have several security checkpoint entrances and not rely on one only. You need to have more space between them. So very new design. Combining security into it, everybody are arguing whether security personnel need to start checking temperature as well, for instance, or doing some other health related checks. as being a security professional all my life, obviously I resent that, and I think that you should have specific manpower dedicated for that, and not taking those screeners and telling them now you need to focus not on security but on healthcare as well. But yet again, on the other side, we are under resources reduction. It's not the same budgets that we had before, at least for now. So we need to be a little bit more flexible, and make sure that part of our security are involving also on those preliminary checks prior to flight, those health checks. But there are some security personnel and screeners focusing only on security. We cannot forget this, one of the, I think it was the third slide with all the images about orthodox hazards and threats for aviation. If we need to create a new queue, we did it here on the entrance to the terminal. People are lining up in order to have their temperature checks. Yet again, that might create different problem with exposing crowd to other threats or to weather. Obviously, if it's too hot or too rainy or cold, we are dealing it as we go. So we are very focused on that. And another thing that I know that many airports are using this time, this slow time, in order to regain power through training, to make sure that their security employees are up to date on everything. And on top of that, I think that airports should take this time and look at the cyber arena of airports. We in Israel Airports Authority look at security as a holistic thing between the physical elements and cyber protection against threats. This is one arena, one show, and we need to invest. So, and we saw during the pandemic many opportunities for cyber attackers. They try to hack into healthcare systems. They try to hack to use the new layout where most employees are working from home, or many employees are working from home, in order to infiltrate into organizations. And we think that this aviation industry cannot suffer another exposure, not only for the risks that we have, but also now with cyber attacks. Obviously, those are the threat actors that we see in aviation. We in Israel Airports Authority, but I think that's across the globe, feel some of those threat actors. We see them all. We engage with all of them as they try to come to us. And in order to do so, you need to have some cyber resilience and strategy to decide what you need. It wasn't me; it's a very wise man that wrote those two phrases on the bottom right. And actually, we believe that there are organizations that were attacked, and the organization that they still don't know that they were attacked. So everybody should consider themselves as being exposed to this line of threats. We at our Cyber Security Operations Center, we also provide a managed security service provider, MSSP, with the building blocks as follows here. We're doing within Israel and for international customers, we are doing monitoring and alert. It is on our model, it is very easy to implement without affecting or doing something that is wrong out of privacy acts or GDPR or things like that. Everything is under the standards. We supply SIEM and SOC services. We supply SOAR. and as you can see, threat hunting, forensic investigation, and incident response. For those of you that are interested to learn more about that and what IAA is doing in this area, we have another webinar with AAAE organization. You can look it up and enroll. That should be on July 15. And well, I hope I didn't stall too much time. Thank you very much, and I'm open either by email or through the host here for questions, or even now you'll manage it alone.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Roni Tidhar, Head of International Consulting Services at IAA. And without further ado, we'll be moving forward to the companies themselves. So the first company we have is VikiSense. Mr. Amos Romano is now joining the conversation. Second. Amos, you are with us. Can you hear us?
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
I got 5 more
Great.
minutes now.
Yeah, but we're a bit early, so you got some more time. So you have 10 minutes from now. Best of luck.
So just a moment. Let me share the screen, please. Okay. Can you see it?
Yes. You can begin.
Let me arrange it, please. Okay. Is it okay? Everybody sees? Wonderful. Hi, everybody. I cannot see you, but what you see on the screen, it's a teaser to what we have in our company, solution company.
Just make the presentation a full presentation, not the whatever you have here.
Excuse me?
We see here what you're seeing, so put it on a full screen.
This is my full screen. In a moment, I will try to pass it through. Okay, just a moment.
All right.
Is it okay now? Just a moment. Is it okay?
No, you need to actually put it on a full screen, the slide itself.
Just a moment. So maybe I have a problem. Just a moment. You share.
Okay, never mind. You can start like this, and we'll be moving forward.
I know what is the problem. Okay, is it better now?
Never mind. Just start.
Okay, so again, hi everybody. Good morning. My name is Amos. I'm a co-founder of VikiSense company and the VP for business development. What you can see on the screen is one of the things, or one of the solutions that we have for airports before the corona, during the corona, and of course afterward. VikiSense is a company that have a multi-biometric authentication technologies, and we were founded in 2012, 18 employees until today, and the people that established this company came from the Israeli Security Agency, some of them from the aviation security, the other facilities, and of course technology. Over the years, we developed our own engine and face and voice recognition, powerful, doing their jobs. But we are not calling ourselves a face recognition company. We call ourselves a solution company that we integrate our solution into the product, as one of them you saw before. We try to be brief and focus about the solution that we have to the airport. And when we want to speak about airports, we divide them to two major processes. One of them is the outcoming passengers, the one that leave the country and need to pass all the procedure of register to the flight, entry to the halls, check-in, security, and of course duty-free, that is very important to the airport, immigration, and boarding to the plane. The second process that we are interfering is the process that, the process of incoming passengers. Those incoming passengers have a shorter distance to pass or points to pass, and passport, immigration, luggage, custom. But sometimes it's more important than the outcome, because you need to know who is coming to your country, which passport. When you have a visa, or when they have a visa, it's influence their incoming into the country, and the authorities want to know if you are the one that try to identify somebody else. So those are the two major groups, but they are not the only groups. They are in the airport. There are some other groups that you need to identify. Temporary employees, permanent guests, and guests is the major issue in airports when you want to invite them in advance and to know that the guest that you invited doesn't have any other problem that you want to block his penetration into the airport or the area of the airport. Security, of course, enforcement authorities, air crews. And the common things about all of them is that you need to identify them when they are passing through the airports from one side to the other, to the aircraft, in a matter of security, in a matter of economic, in a matter of authorities, and of course, in a matter of identity. So in that place, we are interfering. We give you a solution that can be based on a different level of identity in a different way. And one of the most important thing about us, that we are doing it all. We can use our engines, we can use our technologies in different ways at the same location and combine between all of them. Think about a physical intercontrol for your employee with a smart card one-to-one. And we are speaking about 99.99% of identification, really. We are speaking about one-to-end, that we can combine it in a secure location, in different location. And of course, the BS surveillance, end-to-end, the meaning that you can identify people in a group from a whitelist or suspect list or whatever. We can register and verify customers and passengers even before they are coming to the airport. And to do identification verification, then combined on a database, or combined even to do the identification without a database. The meaning is just when we matching between the picture and the selfie of the person from his passport or his documents. So if I want to conclude that meaning, the meaning is that we can do all the levels and all the passage that you need to do even before the person arrives to the airport. A free flight registration, of course, okay, a remote registration with a certificate on onboarding, and I will present it in a moment. And of course, all the passage that they are getting through one-to-one or with an immigration passage with a passport without a database. I put also the information booth that you saw in the beginning, because it's innovation. The meaning is that you can give all the information and all the details about the airport, even without somebody as a human that will sit down there and give this information for 24/7. So you can do it with a machine, you can upgrade it all the time, and you can give them all the knowledge and even other data that you need to give to your passenger in the airport. Saving manpower and saving the problem of communication between person to passengers today in the Corona days. What you see in the pictures, it's how we overcome the problem of ages between persons and certificate. You see the girl, something like 7 years old, 7 years different between the picture in the certificate to reality, still 96%. You can see the man, different quality of picture and different ages, over 100% of actual identification. Onboarding today, most of the companies, most of the groups are doing it through the application. We are between the only ones that doing it not only on the application, we can do it also on the web. The meaning is that we can register for visa, we can to do the match of identity between the picture on the ID card and the face of the actual person, and move ahead with that and do the matching on the way. Then you can take the result and match it to other database to be sure that you don't have somebody with a duplicate identity. But we can interfere with the onboarding all the way with purchasing the ticket, with the identity of the person when he arrived to the airport, only with the QR code or barcode, dynamic barcode that we issue. All of that based on the pre-registration on the onboarding. When we speak about application, we can match between our application or our ability to build for you an application that it's a full platform that can serve you not only on the application, also on the premise. The meaning we can combine between application to the technologic inside the airport to do the identification on the mobile phone, but still when you come to the airport, you can identify yourself with a dynamic barcode in front of a different camera. So you have two levels of identification in the airport itself, passing through all the points, like getting into the air area, or getting into the immigration, passing through to the gate, and etc. When we speak about application,
Amos, 2 minutes.
Okay, when we speak about application, we speak about a full platform, and more than that, I want to speak about reference. If we speak about reference, we are the supplier of face recognition access control to Intel Israel, two different systems. We done already a major application to a Japanese company to supply tickets through a secure face recognition app. So to overcome fraud, payments, and things like that. We supply to the Israeli chemical industry. We supply them identity registration, secure face recognition, access control. We work with authorities and show them our ability in front of them. And of course, in the days of Corona, do a face recognition, not only with, with their faces, also with masks, even if we don't have a picture of them with the mask, because we can implement those masks and glasses on the faces and get
Amos, I'm sorry, but the time is up. Amos, we have to move forward to the next company.
In front of you. All
Amos,
those systems are already operating, working. The only thing that we need to do.
I'm sorry, there's a technical problem. I think Amos can't hear us. We'll be moving forward to the next company. Thank you, Amos Romano from VikiSense. Now we'll be moving to Michel Hamon from Magal Security Systems.
I would like to remind our participants the availability of the Q&A button. If you have any questions to Amos, you may raise them and we will address them in a later stage. And of course, the presentation, the full presentation will be distributed.
Michel, the floor is yours. You've got 10 minutes. Good luck.
Hello,
Michel?
all. Hello, gentlemen.
Yes.
Hello, can you hear me?
You've got 10 minutes. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to everybody. I'm Michel from Magal Security Systems Ltd. from Israel. and I'm here to present to you our top edge solutions in the integrated and physical cyber for airports with our special offering for you. Magal Security Systems was founded many years ago, and it is incorporated in Israel. We are a publicly listed on NASDAQ under the ticker MAGS. Magal operates in 2 divisions, and we are a world provider in over 80 countries of security and cyber solutions in different verticals, as long as the airports, seaports, correctional facilities, and so on and so forth. We are equipped with the most highly qualifying quality and safety regulations. And we have, as I mentioned, an install base and experience for over 45 years and an install base of over 80 countries. Basically, in each continent that you will touch, Magal Security Solutions is deployed in that region. As you can see, this is our world global operation, and the main facility is here in Israel. And we have research centers and offices around the world for projects and solutions. Among our most valuable customers, as you can see, the list is long. This is just a partial list of our solutions deployment around the airport. So we hold a very big experience in deploying security and cyber solutions in airports. Our offering completes out of comprehensive solution. We call it the 360 solution of Magal. We host the platform of the command and control, and everything that you will see now in the proposition is not a third party. It is own Magal and its divisions solutions developed and manufactured, and all the softwares are Magal. So we are actually the producer and the integrator that actually deploys the solution on field. So we have a proposition of our Fortis 4G, soon to be Fortis X, Fortis 5G command and control platform, which is used over the last 15 years in the most critical facilities around the world. As I mentioned, seaports, airports, and every critical facility you can determine it. So we have a situational awareness platform, which is part of the solution. With this platform aggregates all the solution under one platform, and we are totally agnostic to any. Sorry, just a second, please. We are totally agnostic to any type of camera or any type of access control or whatever platform we want to use. So basically, we aggregate all the solution under one platform. We also providing the PIDs, the perimeter intrusion detection systems, which
we had some technical issues. We are trying to republish this. Just a second. Dear guest, we are sorry for the technical glitch. We will shortly resume to Magal's and Michel's presentation. Thank you all for your understanding and for rejoining us. If you have any immediate contacts that you can re-invite them to rejoin the session, please help us re-invite the participants. Again, we will start in 1 more minute. Thank you. Michelle, if you can rejoin us. Again, I would like to thank all of our participants and attendees for rejoining us, and I would like to apologize again for this technical malfunction. We will resume the webinar in a matter of a minute. Thank you again.
Hello? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, Michel,
Yes?
can you continue with the presentation? We had a technical difficulty.
I noticed. So just let me, can you please allow me back the screen sharing?
Of course, we're on it.
Thank you.
Michelle, you are authorized. Please share your screen.
Share it. Can anybody see this?
Yes, you can continue.
Great. So, as I mentioned, most of the Magal solution is based on an in-house R&D, research and development, and manufactured. As mentioned, I'll just give a quick 2 seconds recap. So we are the developers and integrators of the command and control platform, which has a lot of advantages and can transform from routine operation to emergency time operation. This is a mission critical platform with a dual use. It gives you the whole connection to your all of your third-party systems in a one aggregated platform. And as mentioned previously for my disconnection, we also provide a full solution for perimeter intrusion detection systems, one of the most innovative in the world. We have a fiber-based solution, we have a detector space solution, we have buried solutions, we have tunneling solutions, we have basically a solution to any threat that will come out of the airport perimeter and will keep the airport secured. And of course, our own VMS platform, which aggregates all the video analytics that you can possibly imagine under one platform. This is not a GPU based system. This is a processing system, processing video analytics systems. So you can have facial recognition, tracking, queue management, virtual fences, basically suspect search, basically any need that you will need out of video analytics. You don't need to have a special add-on or a different system or a system by system. Everything is hosted on the same platform. And of course, all of the solution is connected to, all of those solutions are connected to our command and control mission critical Fortis 4G. And next phase will be 5G or Fortis 6. So as you can see, this is our perimeter intrusion detection solutions. We have fences and barriers. I mean physical ones, which are indicative. We need to state that Magal secures almost 90% of the borders of Israel with her technology, different technologies. So you can understand the robustness and minimum maintenance needed for our solutions, because you can't reach a border every day. We have a fence-mounted solutions right over here. We have also the virtual ones, which is actual virtual fences. Those are virtual fences. Those are, it's a fencing mechanism, but you can't really see the sensor that is prompting your entrance. And of course, we have the seismic, which is buried solutions for specific use cases in different places, and can be used in an airport as well.
2 minutes.
As mentioned before, we have a cutting-edge VMS system with embedded intelligent video analytics, and all of those analytics are supported. What we did, we know COVID-19 hurt badly the airports and the passengers transition around the world, and of course reduced the funds of the airport and the taxes and passengers flow. So all of those incomes are hurt badly. So we modified our solutions into also COVID-19 times. We have a live mass detection, social distancing, temperature metering, IP speakers, reminder messages, platform, everything that I mentioned. Also Fortis 4G that you can see on the top it can be also on mobile terminals, and all of this is going into a deep edge platform. Fortis 4G can host and scale all of those mentioned here in the slide solutions and much more. So the 360 in a graphical way is basically having all of your airports, including your physical cyber protected, with one solution, cost effective, and it can transform from routine operation to emergency time operation without any special requirement. Just by a click of a button, you can transform from emergency to normal to routine.
Michelle, we lost you. I think we had
Yeah, I think it got disconnected.
yes.
Anyways, we'll be moving forward to the next company, which is Yuval Murvanik from IEI/ELTA. Yuval, the floor is yours. Yuval, can you hear us?
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, it's Chaim Becker. I'm the head of the medical wing for ELTA, a daughter company of ELTA, and I've been asked to present the technology, the Tamar. And this is Yuval and Ilan.
Yes, you can begin. You have 10 minutes. Please talk about the solution itself.
Okay. Can I share a presentation?
Of course.
Okay, thanks. Just a sec.
Chaim, I just give, with your permission, 30 seconds.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, so hello to everyone. My name is Ilan Dubil from ELTA Systems, Ltd. We are company resides in Israel with a worldwide operation, few billions of dollars, and we are specialized in RF sensors and special solutions for different means. And what we're going to present you today is a unique system for remote vital signs of a person. Real quick, and then Mr. Chaim Becker will help on this session. But in general, I don't know if you can see, as you know, due to COVID-19, there's a fast infection, and you cannot, very difficult to control the staff and personnel not getting infected while they have a treatment of people or while getting engaged with some people. Therefore, all over the world, you can find today's solution, mainly with thermal cameras, which can provide you information if a person has a fever or not. Here in ELTA, we took our unique innovation, which is a RF sensor that already in many countries for large quantities, and we converted to reading vital signs of a person, such as breathing and heartbeat. Eventually, what happened at Tamar, the Tamar will give you the capability to have all the different symptoms together. So Chaim, please, if you can give us some more information. This is the picture of the Tamar. You can see it here. Okay, Chaim, you share? Or?
Yeah. So can you share the presentation, Ilan?
Very good.
Yeah, okay, fine. Just a sec. Okay, so you hear me well, I hope.
Yes, you can continue.
Okay, so again, hello everyone. It's another privilege to be here. We are in ELTA, a daughter company of, as we said, of ELTA, which is part of the IAI. So we are specialized in innovation, basically a lot of Israeli innovation. We're working G2G, trying to find a specific solution to a unique profile of challenges like disasters, and that's what we do in the past 4 years. So when the corona epidemic have started, so in Israel, which is a relatively small country, we found ourselves in a challenge when thousands of medical corps staff find themselves in quarantine due to exposure to corona or suspicious of interacting with the virus. So we couldn't allow that. It's a situation, as Ilan before me said, so we knew the symptoms of the virus, and actually every day we know more and more about the virus. It reacts different or behaves different than other viruses. It's not a bad flu, which a lot of infection rate, and we knew that we need to find a solution. So one of the bodies of the government of Israel approached us and told us, as everyone know, that in the fever profile, it's not enough. And they wanted a solution, a quick one. So we harnessed all the manpower in ELTA, a lot of engineers, people that know how to do quick results with in that way in an RF sensor. So we established this technology. The name is Tamar, after after an employee that perished from the corona. And we took the heart of the core of the system is an RF sensor, which is already established in markets all over the globe. So it has exposure, and it's based on a technology which is already there. It's very important to understand that because of the risk factors and the need to be safe. In all of your markets, you need to have a CE approval or in some kind of an American approval code for the safety. So this radar, we can tell you it's safe. It has a radiation less than a mobile phone. So due to that two facts about that the technology is already established and it's safe, we had something to start with. So we had three goals. One is to find the normal protocol which is relevant in the civilian world and in the medical corps. Everyone that goes to a hospital or to an airport, if there is an abnormality about his health, probably we'll see it in a respiratory rate, heart rate, and body temperature together, or every and each one of them. So that was the goal. And this is the system. The system is based on the, as we said, the radar, which is the heart of the system, a very unique software, which is equivalent to artificial intelligence, has a few implementation in the software, command control unit, which is mounted on a computer, and we have also capabilities of thermal vision with self-automated calibration, a black body, to enhance the capabilities of the system. So what we are doing, so we need to say that the system is already checked and deployed in Israel, in hospital, which means that let's say the high-value regulator in Israel is checking this accuracy under a Helsinki protocol, which is the global protocol for analysis of new tools. And the system passed very perfectly, and now it's deployed in more and more hospitals within the system. Soon we will see it in the civilian world. We are hoping in airports, and basically we are starting from there. The way it operates. So we are scanning a human being. So the sensitivity of the radar is very unique. We actually trained him to gaze upon a person. As you see, it has his clothes on, even can have his mask. And in terms of 20 to 30 seconds, we have a complete analysis. Some of you will probably ask, in an airport, how we can make an analysis of a person in 20 seconds. So the reason is because we need to see his breathing rate. And he needs to breathe a bit in order to make a full and good analysis of the breathing.
Chaim, 2 minutes.
Yeah, and then we can gaze upon his shoulder and have his pulse, and we have a monitor. Later on, I will show you like a pass and fail interface. So we have his heart rate, we have his pulse, and we have his temperature. We know that a thermal vision all over the globe could be accurate if the camera is accurate enough, but we are gazing upon someone's forehead and giving his rectal application, rectal temperature, which is the golden standard. This is an interface, how it looks like. It's like a pass and fail. You get all these symptoms of a person, and you can say that a person is showing a healthy mode or not. By being a partner of us with the Tamar, actually we are establishing three things. First, there will not be a crowd full time. We are making an analysis all time. Second, people will not touch the infrastructure of an airport. They will make a first analysis, and then you will have a decision point. And third, which is probably the most important one, you will protect your staff, your team. Showing the Tamar, which is now starting to deploy in NATO military hospital in Europe, Italy, and other places, is a system that will allow you to become normal again, and it sends a very important message about putting the cut-of-the-edge technologies in front of the aviation field and telling your customers that you are putting their safety in the first line. So that is that. If someone has a question, I think that we've measured our time.
Right on time, yeah.
Yeah, I try to.
And, right, if you will have any questions or connections, of course, we make it after the webinar. Thank you very much, ELTA actually. And we'll be moving forward to the next company, which is MS Tech.
Excellent.
You've got 10 minutes for your presentation. Good luck.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to thank all the team for getting us the opportunity to present MS Tech and the product and solution that we have here. Slil, can you hear me well? Just wave your hand. Excellent. So we're here to basically present and discuss the solutions that we have from MS Tech, and I'd like to start by giving an overview of what we see as the critical things that are looked at in the industry, especially aviation industry, in the last years. So it's no secret that
Just present the presentation, please.
what?
Start the slide presentation.
What do you mean?
Just press F5.
Okay.
Right.
So what we're saying is that we're looking on a very rich tourist background and history in the industry, and all the work that we do basically is coming to deal and face the evolving threats that we see not only in aviation but in the global security as well. And the whole idea is that when we look on the threats, when we look on what is actually going on in the airport checkpoints, we need to understand how to deal with the different scenarios and the concept of operation that we have in the airports, around the airports, in different situations. So MS Tech in general, we are active not just in airports, we're active in the cargo screening, the seaports, passenger checkpoints, the rail and the mass transit, customs and border control, the mailroom, cruise lines, and the private sectors such as shopping malls. And we'll cover step by step how our products and solution can be actually applied to these industries. For those of you who don't know us, I'm giving here an outline of some of our customers and trusted partners globally. So we're active anywhere from Latin America to Southeast Asia, Europe, Middle East, Africa, of course, with the key customers that you can see here. And the different range of solutions that we have to offer are based on different sensors that we invent, produce, manufacture, and assemble into a range of systems. Either single mode or dual mode or multi-mode systems that are dealing with explosives, homemade explosives, narcotics, synthetic opioids, liquid threats, and CWDs, chemical warfare agents. In terms of interacting with the user, we have a very friendly and intuitive user interface. Just to show and explain what we see, it has to be simple. So the user is not required to be a PhD chemist to operate the systems. Unlike other systems, it has to be something simple to take a sample, insert the sample into the unit, and get a result within less than 10 seconds on whether you do have or you do not have an explosive or a narcotic substance. And if you do have an explosive, it also gives you an indication on the type of family, as you see here on the left, the exact name, and the quantification of the threat itself. Now, apart from that, we also have a smart interface to remind users what they have to do when they do get an alarm. We see this as an added value because in many cases, when users do get an alarm, sometimes they consider this to be a false alarm. Sometimes they may panic and forget what is the operational protocol. So this is also helping them to see what has to be done in the field. So let's cover a little bit what we see in the industry and how we can contribute to better security and safety. The private sector and the government sector all are looking on portable solutions. They're all looking on getting the sample analyzed in the field, and we're looking on basically having the sensors available to the law enforcement or the security officer so that we can get results in less than 10 seconds. And we have new added value capabilities, which are the sensor to cloud. So we're adding capabilities to get results transmitted live to a cloud platform, giving you the positioning and the situation that happens actually on the ground. When we look on private sector, there's big companies like Group 4S, G4S, those who know them, Brinks, Securitas, etc. And all these human guard companies have a need to know what is happening on the premises that they actually secure. And this is a big added value that they get by using our systems with live reporting. Another issue that we have to discuss, especially now, is not just the traditional checkpoint, but also the cargo inspection. One of the biggest threats now in the industry, along with explosives, is also the synthetic opioids. For those of you who follow what happens in the world, we see big shipments and big quantities being intercepted, but there's a lot that also is not being intercepted, mainly from Mexico and Asia flying into the United States. And the problem today is that if you inhale or you let canines actually get in contact with this threat, there's an immediate danger on their lives. So by being able to basically intercept synthetic opioids, that's a big advantage that we see today actually in the field. A few examples to share with you on what is it that we can do. I'll ask my colleague here to give me one machine just to show you how portable it is. So this is one solution that we have. This is the dual scan unit. As you see, it weighs less than 800 grams with the battery included. And this type of solution can be applicable when you have first responders that need to get to a scene, whether it's an airport environment or a non-aviation environment, and get the sample analyzed. This is bringing a lot of added value when you need to know if it's a homemade explosive or if it's a synthetic opioid, because the entire operational protocol of the bomb squad or the EOD units that deal with this have to be applied accordingly. Another important scenario that we see today, and that's happening across the world, especially in the United States, is overdose. So whether it's people addicted to drugs or teenagers who buy drugs, street drugs, and they're not aware of what they're using because the street drugs are being mixed with synthetic opioids. When they pass out or when there is exposure to these opioids, the law enforcement and the paramedics that arrive to the scene are also exposed to a threat. So this machine can actually help to mitigate that threat by telling you if there is a threat to the law enforcement or the first responders. Another idea for using this is, of course, in the border security and customs. Customs are part of every airport, and we have to check and inspect parcels and boxes and so on and so forth. Again, X-ray will not give you an indication whether it's a synthetic opioid or not. And the fact that when you see something suspicious and you have a tool to validate with a secondary technology whether there is an immediate threat or not is also a very interesting case study and a risk scenario that we are addressing when we do these deployments with our clients. Another very important and big problem that we see today is the mailroom. Mailroom, not just in correction centers or prisons, but also in government facilities and different federal or government sites are exposed today because drugs and synthetic opioids are obviously something that need to be intercepted. But when we look on explosives and the, I would say, the global climate of financial crisis and financial turmoil during the COVID-19 is also a risk environment for financial institutions and banking institutions and I would say, symbols of the government that may be targeted by different groups or anarchist organizations. Those of you who know a little bit the work of the police and the forensic lab sector know that it takes a lot of time to get a sample analyzed the moment you send it to the lab. So what we see today is that the forensic lab are actually working overnight, more shifts, more people are required to process samples. And if the sample can be given with an indication in the field, you do have another immediate advantage that you do not have to wait, whether it's 1 day, 2 days, or 3 days, or depending on the process that it takes in your country or your state to get the results. Canines we discussed. I would say that the last and very interesting scenario that we're looking on is humans. We have two cases, also in airports and in the non-airport sector. One is when the operators are afraid to report, meaning that if they do get an alarm, they are not sure if it's a false alarm or a real alarm, and they're just afraid that if they report an alarm that is a false alarm, then people may consider that they are not doing their job right. So that's one case. The second case is you have the police and the drugs and the cartels in different states in the US and Mexico region, for example, where there are actual interceptions of drugs and they're not reported because of various reasons of corruption by the drug dealers. So when you apply technology,
Doron, 1 minute.
Okay, so when you apply technology and when you are in possession of a sensor to cloud platform that can actually monitor and give you live information, you are basically on top of these threats. And the sooner you get this indication from the field to decision makers, that's a big added value that we bring here with explosives, homemade explosives, as I said, and another wide range of threats. So we'd like to thank you everyone here, and we look forward to keeping in touch. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Doron and the MS Tech team. And we'll be moving forward to the next company. Have a great day, of course. And we'll be moving forward to the next company, which is Agent VI. We are here with Romy Gino from the sales department. Romy, can you hear us? Romy?
Yeah, I'm trying to go back on screen. Yeah.
Not Ronnie, Romy, sorry.
Oh, Romy,
She's
sorry.
without any audio. Just a second. Romy, are you with us?
Yes, yes. Hello, everyone.
Great. Hi, you've got 10 minutes. Good luck.
Okay, thank you. Do you see my screen?
Yes, you can begin.
Okay, perfect. So welcome, everyone. I'm very excited to talk about today some topics related to artificial intelligence and the impact of COVID-19 is having on our industry. Yeah. So Agent VI has been successfully providing video analytics solutions for over 16 years with the thousands of deployments worldwide and a strong network of trained partners who install and maintain our solutions locally together with our support. Airports are sites that call for enhanced security measures. That is why they often utilize the best technology has to offer. Classic motion-based video surveillance systems are still good for keeping recordings, but nowadays they seem underpowered in challenging places, with constant flow of visitors, workers, guests, and different challenging areas like check-in areas, parking lots, duty-free zones, gates, and etc. Agent VI has produced the Innovi software to make traditional security operations smarter by incorporating AI into the security system. As you all know, the AI is modeled after a human brain. Our Innovi software is outfitted with AI to catch threats. Using AI is using the advantage over a human operator. The big difference is that AI algorithm doesn't get tired, doesn't have any biases. The algorithm continues to learn the field of view at any given time. Contemporary AI can offer object detection and classification. The system can distinguish between people, animals, vehicles, and more. It can be the lookout for specific prohibited or suspicious items, detection of unattended luggage and bags. Emotion recognition can help detect people with alarming behavior patterns, and much more. Agent VI is trained to bring its solution into a live and complex environment, like airports. We are proud to say that by today we have managed to successfully deploy our AI software in different airports in Thailand, New York JFK, Hong Kong, and more, around the globe. And the achievements so far are very impressive. Working with over 12 different airports, we managed to feed our system with invaluable insights. We also managed to sharpen our abilities to the growing expectations and the shifting concerns of many security managers and IT professionals across different airports to better facilitate large-scale, multi-site environment that require a seamless way to manage, maintain, and grow their security systems. Agent VI provides automated real-time detection, anomaly detection, video investigation, and operational insights. Most importantly, it can be deployed with the existing CCTV infrastructure that you already have. So how does it work? We have our own deep learning engine, which is optimized by security cameras. Innovi has two main components. We have the Innovi Core, which sits on the center, and the Innovi Edge that can run on a server or appliances that we provide. The Edge appliance makes any fixed IP camera to a smart camera. There is no need to change cameras whatsoever. The communication between the Edge and the Core is metadata streaming only. We don't stream or upload video. We do the most of the analysis at the Innovi Edge level. We extract only metadata, and we stream this metadata on network-efficient communication layer back to the Innovi Core. As you can see on the slide, the Innovi Core can sit either hosted by us as SaaS service, or it can sit locally at your private data center. Let's have a look on these videos. These are some of the features that Innovi offers: moving in area, loitering, stopped vehicle on the right side, suspicious objects, and more. Innovi gives a quick and accurate alert against potential threats with immediate verification video, so that operators can react promptly upon a threat. The key point is immediate response on real threats, reducing false alarms due to accurate AI based on objects and event classifications. COVID-19 has changed our day-to-day lives and has led us for social distancing requirement. Have a look on this video on how AI detect and track the position of proximity of people in the camera's field of view. Location of each detected event can be reflected on a map, allowing enhanced situational awareness and effective response. 2 more videos to go. Once the crowding rule is breached here, Innovi will send automatic alerts to the relevant enforcement parties. We have the counting rule that counts the number of people entering and exiting the facility. Once again, we use the AI to send quick alerts when the predefined number is breached, and it gives us the full control over the occupancy level. as you can see on these two videos. So anomaly detection versus machine learning. These are very popular buzz, but what is the relation between them? Anomaly detection can be done through two main methods, rule-based method and a machine learn method. The machine learn are used to train models in order to recognize what is normal, while rule-based are certain rules that you defined as abnormal, and they can identify abnormal pi, and then you basically flag if any of these anomalies are being triggered. The crucial part I want to emphasize today is that both rule-based and self-learning complement each other. The rule-based is beneficial since in most of the cases, you know already where to place your cameras and what you're looking for since you understand your sensitive areas and zones. We combine the anomaly detection for those instances that are rare, unexpected, such as accidents, sudden crowdings, and more. The anomaly solution can utilize any number of cameras to detect events that otherwise may go unnoticed. If we start with a range of real-time events and unlimited detection, which you can use on an unlimited number of cameras, these events today has the ability to also be managed according to a corresponding location on a map. The powerful video search capability swiftly search through vast archives of videos and replace the labor-intensive process of manual video search with automatic rapid search and analysis of stored video. Innova Investigation processes the video data on the fly for multiple cameras to provide immediate results, uncovering information buried in stored video and reducing hours of review time to a matter of seconds.
Romy, 2 more minutes.
Innova extracts information from the video to provide automated statistical analysis of traffic volume, movements, trends, and motion patterns. I think I'm done. Thank you very much. These are our airports that we're working on currently today. As I said, JFK, the airport in Thailand, and this is us basically. So thank you for your time. I hope you found it productive.
All right, thank you, Romy from Agent VI.
Yeah.
And again,
thank you.
Yep. And again, I want to thank all of the participants for joining in. We will be happy to assist with future connections, of course, to the commercial attaches, to Cyril and the team. And thank you very much for joining in and listening, or actually hearing the 5 companies. And again, special thanks to our keynote speaker, Mr. Roni Tidhar.
Thank you, all the participants from Asian Pacific countries for joining us today. We would like to apologize again for the technical difficulties we've experienced during the webinar today. We would like to invite you to attend future webinars and events that we will hold in the HLS and security sector. One of them is, of course, the HLS and cyber event that we will hold virtually with the Israeli Export Institute. For more information about this event and the presentation of the companies which we've seen today, I strongly encourage you to contact your local trade office team. Our contact is currently on the screen. We will later on share the presentations that we've seen today with you, and also the recording of the webinar today, hopefully not in 2 parts. Thank you again for participating, and for our Taiwanese participant, I would like to wish you a very happy Dragon Boat Festival for you today. 祝你端午快乐，谢谢你，拜拜。